On today's show, it's all about outdoor plumbing installation in Houston.
Who told you we're plumbers? We're plumbers.
I'm John Eccles.
Richard Sod. And
Well,
guess what it is?
Summertime.
Summertime. I just got fired for that because I can't sing. I had to do it, though.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
So if you couldn't tell, absolutely summer is here. It was hot as can be outside this weekend.
I wouldn't know.
Why?
I was gone.
Oh, that's right. You're out of town.
I was out of town.
Downtown.
But I heard it was real hot.
Oh, it was excruciating hot. And it's only going to get worse. And what happens when the summer comes and the heat gets up there? A lot more outdoor activities are happening every day. We tend to focus, these activities around water, right? Which has to do with plumbing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so,
swimming.
Yeah. So summertime
Yeah.
features water, which features plumbing. So it's very big for us plumbers in the summertime because there's all these activities that we do. Richard just mentioned one. It could be swimming pools, dealing with your hose bibs and sprinkler systems, to outdoor faucets. Anyway, in the summertime, we put a huge demand on our plumbing system, and it's a little taxing. So today we're going to talk about some of those things and how it's going to affect and how, the different things that go on outside with the plumbing.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And it wasn't that long ago that our backyard irrigation system consisted, I can't say that word today, consisted of a hose bib attaching a hose to it,
Right.
and you're expecting water to come out of that hose and you water your flowers and plants, right?
I remember doing
Nowadays, it gets a lot more complicated. People want sprinkler systems that are automatic, that are installed, washing things down.
Yeah, cars,
kids.
Yeah.
All
Outdoor
that.
showers have become pretty popular, actually.
Yeah. In fact, two buddies of mine just did outdoor showers.
Yeah. Another big thing, outdoor kitchens are on the rise as well, right? I mean, those have been on the rise though for probably about the past decade or so.
They have.
Yeah.
In fact, I just did one, so I get that.
Yeah.
So how hard is that for us to get that in is the question today, too, because that has to do with outdoor plumbing, right?
Absolutely.
So a lot of summer activities outside, especially for young kids. For the adults, it's more of cooking outside and cleaning outside these days.
Yeah.
Which, prior to those 10 years, it wasn't real prevalent.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah. And now everybody wants them,
Yeah.
just like I did. So what did I do? I got one.
I want
Right?
one, but I don't have one.
You should. Everybody should have one.
Actually, I do have one. I just don't utilize it as much as I want to.
Everybody should have one. That's right. So speaking further on that outdoor, right, for us, for adults,
Right.
is what's it consist of? We need plumbing, we need water, and we need gas.
Yeah.
You got to run that grill. Who wants to use a propane bottle? That's not fun.
No.
Oh, but you still do it.
I do.
I'm
Well,
sorry.
I live where I live. It's up.
I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, you're on propane.
I don't have a city gas system.
That's right. Yeah. I forgot you're poor side of town. You have no gas.
No gas. So anyway, so when we're talking, especially about the outdoor kitchen, right? We got drain, we got water, we got gas.
Right.
Then you have, all this ties into these activities: pool parties, barbecues, getting together with families, all these activities. So how do we get water in the service to our outdoor appliances? Does it have to be done when I build the house, or can it be done after the fact?
No, after. Yeah. So I got to dig. You got a shovel?
I can't do it when I'm building it?
You can.
Okay. But I can do it after.
Yeah.
So I can do it both ways.
Yeah. Do it both ways.
Okay.
Might be more difficult if you don't set it up for the future. Right?
Okay.
So when I did my outdoor patio, I set it up where I'm going to get my indoor cable.
Oh.
Right? So I've got my indoor cable system sitting on the backside of that house, ready for the trench to be hooked up, and it's just going to be pulled through.
Okay.
So I'm going to get all of my TV channels outside.
So
right?
would that be similar for the plumbing then? Right? You just kind of...
You can set it up the same way. Mm-hmm.
I think that if you think that you're going to do it, you set it up for ease of putting it in the future. I think regardless we could get it in, it just is how easy is it, and
right.
you know, what kind of complications are we going to come across.
That's right.
So, you know, if it's not there and you want it, it's like Richard was saying, you know, simply digging a trench and pulling those utilities over there, whether it be gas,
snip, snip, pull, pull.
Snip, snip, boom. 15 minutes running out, you got an outdoor kitchen.
That's right. So why was it so expensive? Why was that outdoor kitchen 30 grand? Right. I don't get it.
Yeah, it's obviously easier if where you're putting all these things, if the water and gas lines are already in the area or they've already been ran to those areas. You know, some people pre-plan it that much that they know, okay, we're building a house. In 2 years, we're going to put it, let's go ahead and run our stuff over here
right.
and have it set. Either way, it can be done. It's just the level of difficulty.
That's right.
You know, what obstacles are in the way, which we deal with them all the time. Right. Honestly, the biggest headache, the gas and the water is not bad. It's probably the drain.
The drain right? is typically the most challenging.
If you're going to put in any sort of sink that has an actual drain on it or any sort of, actually, that's probably the one. A yard drain's not bad because you can get a fall depending on where you're going to run them. But it's the fall of the line.
Right.
You know, if you didn't plan right and you can't have the correct fall, because remember, sewers are all done on gravity, then, you know, our way around that would probably be some sort of lift station. Right?
That's right.
So, I mean, it still can be done, but it's a much
like at my house,
headache.
My gas meter is 30 feet away.
Right.
My hose bib, which we can take water from, is 20 foot away.
Yeah.
And they're all on the same line that the cabana's on.
Okay.
So I can get my gas, I got my water, and then what I had to set up was that cable because there was no way that I was going to get cable over there. Without a lot of pain.
Right.
Now, what is going to create pain for me is getting electrical over there.
Okay.
That's going to be a big trench because my electrical meter box is on the other side of the house.
Yeah.
So my gas is perfect. I've got cable sitting there and I've got water sitting there. But now the electrical is going to be a pain. That's going to be the task.
Yeah.
So typically when you're doing these outdoor cabanas, it's going to be a trade-off. The plumbing might be a little bit easier and the electrical is going to be the hardest part of it.
Right.
Or the electrical's right there, but all the plumbing is on the other side of the house.
Right.
That's where it can get really expensive.
Oh yeah, absolutely right. I mean, it's just more work that's needed.
Yeah, absolutely.
What are some other items that are outdoors that people are liking?
Hot tubs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big fan. I like them.
You like them?
I like them.
Do we? What is our reach into that world, into the hot tub swimming pool world?
Not much. We can fix things, but it's going to be better for a pool company to do it. Kind of like sprinklers. You know, our licensing on a sprinkler system trumps the license of a sprinkler company, right? Our license is the highest license. So we can do sprinkler systems, but typically what we do is just put the backflow systems in, right? And why is that?
You got to have it, for one.
Yeah, but why aren't more plumbing companies putting in sprinkler systems? That's my question, right?
And I think that that's a niche market. I think that the landscaping companies have it niched down, and the plumbing companies just aren't dealing with it as much. You know, I think that the control valves and the solenoids and stuff, if you don't know how to do it, then it creates, you know, some installation issue. But I mean, they're not hard.
No.
You know, I just think that it's a niche.
It is. So with a sprinkler company, well, the term that I use is economies of scale.
Okay.
That's all they do.
Yeah.
Is that one thing.
Yeah.
Plumbing companies like us do all plumbing, right?
Right.
But then let's talk about plumbing companies. Some plumbing companies can't.
Yeah.
They're a niche plumbing company. They can only do one or two or three things.
Yeah, like the repipe.
Like a repipe company. Yeah, they can't come fix anything.
Right.
They're going to tear it out and put new, right? They're not in the fix-it business. They're in the replacement business. So that's a niche business, right? Mm-hmm. And if you know that's what you want and you know, hey, I'm going to buy that, so be it. Okay, buy it, right? But we are a plumbing company that fixes everything. So we're not a niche plumbing company. We can do from your under slab repair all the way up. So
That's good.
that's the difference.
Yeah, that is the difference.
That's why sprinkler companies tend to be less expensive than plumbing companies.
Right.
And I don't know any plumbing companies that are actually doing sprinklers. I don't know of one.
I don't. Again, I know that we toy with a repair for customers sometimes, but as far as putting them in and stuff like that, same thing with the pool
Yeah.
stuff. You know, we'll hook up a pool heater for a customer, but we won't install it. We don't mess with the pool equipment, but we have repaired fill lines,
Right?
right? Stuff of that nature.
Right.
You know, but on the largest, like you're saying, we refer to, you know,
Yeah.
to the niche.
That's exactly right. Because they're doing that every single day. And it doesn't take a plumbing license, talking about pools,
Yeah.
doesn't take a plumbing license to do pools. What takes a plumbing company on the pool side is the gas to the heater.
Right.
That's it. Other than that, you don't need a license. Yeah,
That's true.
that's the difference.
So what are some
So-
other outdoor water features that customers might have?
Koi ponds, fountains.
Oh, fountains.
Fountains. I just thought
I was
about
thinking koi ponds. That's the one I was
Yeah,
thinking of.
fountains.
All right. Both have to have water ran to them, right?
Koi ponds, no.
Yeah.
You
well, You
can.
don't have to. Yeah.
You can have an automatic fill valve
Yeah, that's what I was
to where
thinking.
you never have to fill it up again.
That's what I was
Those are
thinking.
really cool, actually.
Or something with a nice.
Just like you do in the pool, you can put on the pond.
Yeah.
How about fountains? Would they need us for fountains?
I used to have a water fountain. Again, I think that it's dependent on the size. If you're going to have that autofill, I think autofill and those things is a big piece of it. I had a small fountain that I didn't need water into it, then I had a bigger one that I did.
I like
So-
autofill.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
oh
I like
yeah.
that.
Oh yeah.
My pool, my point of pain on my pool. I don't have an autofill.
Me neither. And I
You know,
wish
my
I did.
pool. I'm sorry, was built back in the late '90s.
Right. Hey. I
No,
did
I'm
pool.
sorry. Yeah, late '90s.
Yeah. So was mine.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I didn't build it. I wouldn't have done it the way they did it, but I bought the house with it in there. And they went as cheap as they could. So it's almost time for me to redo it.
I would love to have that autofill. But I don't.
Autofill's awesome.
Yeah.
So ponds really don't need us. Sprinklers don't really need us,
No.
right?
Yeah.
Outdoor kitchens, you need us.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It'll be a big deal. You know. And again, it doesn't really matter if it's before or after. We're definitely going to be able to get that handled for you. It's
Right.
just how crazy and elaborate your idea is. I mean, that's basically all it comes down to. And these are things that are absolutely totally different one from another.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, one person could have something set up one way, and then it's totally different on the next one.
One more I thought of, French drains.
Oh, absolutely.
All the drainage, now that does require a license. That requires a plumbing company.
Yeah.
That level of licensing, but you know who's doing them illegally all over Houston? Landscape guys.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
They're doing them illegally everywhere. And there's a lot of hazard and danger, and that people wouldn't think, with storm drains. But I can't tell you guys how many times I've seen a landscape company put in storm drains and they don't work. But they got charged $5,000.
Or they tie them in the wrong areas.
Yeah. Yeah, we see that, don't we?
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
You know, and those have become, especially in the last 2 years after Harvey,
Yeah.
have become pretty prevalent.
Yes.
And so basically a French drain and area drains are pretty common or pretty similar. They're a little different on how they're installed, but they serve the same purpose. Take pulling yard water and move it away, you know, normally to the street
Can you
or
do
a
them
ditch.
in a new house or an old house?
You can do it either one.
That's exactly.
Absolutely. You know, it doesn't matter post-construction, pre-construction. The expense is, I would think that's relatively the same.
Close.
You know, because when you're doing these, the only thing that you'll get pre-construction that's better than post is you got a fresh lay of land. You kind of know where everything's at, right? For the most part, you're not going to be running through a sprinkler system or under a sprinkler system or stuff of that nature. So, I mean, but yeah, I mean, a lot of people are liking those things, especially mosquito season.
Yeah.
Right, keep pulling water out of the yard, especially post Harvey with all the flooding. People thinks that's going to help, but if you ever get a Harvey, French drains aren't going to save your life.
Right.
I mean, not when you're dumping 58
Well, they
inches.
didn't save me.
Not when you're dumping 50-something inches. But it does on
That would
heavy
have been better
rains.
for me to be in where you are, the poor area. Instead of my area, I get
Should have been
flooded.
slumming it up, man. Should have been slumming it up. Oh.
That's right.
So so this is something that a friend of mine asked me the other day, and this is pretty interesting. So, and it works right into this show. He was asking, he was going to put in an outdoor kitchen, and he was asking if they made specific outdoor fixtures, or in the outdoors, do they wear faster? Do they last as long as they do on the inside?
If you got it by the pool, no.
Okay.
That pool will eat things. I can verifiably tell you that.
Right.
And especially a chlorine pool.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but it also depends if it's in the weather more than if it's under cover and stuff like that.
One thing that I told him that I noticed, even outside of that, is there's a lot of outdoor elements that affect your fixtures that you're not really thinking of. Bugs, right? They get in there and they start messing with screens and dust and pollen. I mean, all that stuff takes a little bit of a wear and tear on your fixtures and your outdoor plumbing. So it's not gonna, in my eyes, it's not gonna last as long. Now, don't get me wrong, if you take care of it and you're out there all the time cleaning it, well, maintenance is key, right, on anything. The more you maintain it, the better off it's gonna be. But it's probably gonna have a shorter shelf life than your indoor plumbing.
Totally agree. Yeah. It's just you're in the weather, in the element.
Yeah. I mean, how many times? I mean, this sounds silly, but if you get a dirt dauber or something that goes down into your hose and you can't get it out. I've had that happen, actually. Oh, that's propane.
Yeah.
Poor people gas.
Yeah, the propane, where your area is. Yeah. Well, thank you, guys. Any questions that you may have?
Give us a call.
Thoughts, concerns? You want to talk about where he lives versus where I live? Whatever you want to talk about, call us, right?
Absolutely. We're going to be here.
That's right. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.